Today, I hiked up to a tiny pond full of aggressive bass. Let's go out and see what I could catch. All right, so we've made it to one of my favorite little ponds right here. As you can see, it's a tiny little clear water pond with a ton of structure up shallow. And I've only been here for a few minutes and I've seen a ton of bass, bluegill, ton of life in the shallow water. We've got kind of a bluegill spawn going on. We've got some big bass guarding fry. So this could be the perfect storm to get on some big kind of post-spawn giant bass. So let's get in there, see if we can't find some big ones. Let's go. I think I'm gonna switch up to a swim bait. Maybe even a glide bait. I have a nice bluegill colored, oh, that's fish. Oh my gosh, that was definitely a bluegill. Nope, he's still on. Got him. That's a bass. Yep, there's number one. There's number one. Not the cleanest catch, but a nice little one. I'll take it. Nice chunky fish. Right as I said, I should switch my bait. Just a little chunky guy, I'll take it. Let's get him back in the water and get on a bigger one. Well, not a giant. Thought he was a bluegill at first, but I will take it. Nice solid start to the day. Go right back in there. Nice graceful release. Right back into that grass. So as I said, basically what's happening is we're in a kind of a perfect storm right now for there to be some aggressive bass up shallow. Basically what's happening is, as I said, we have the bluegill spawn. It's a little bit later in the year, so the bass spawn is pretty much done. There's some fry up shallow, the baby bass being guarded by the mothers. But that's kind of the perfect storm when you have super aggressive bluegill kind of pushing things off their beds, and post-spawn bass, snake right there, and post-spawn bass, a lot of times minnow imitations, bluegill imitations are the perfect things to get on some fish. Decided to start out with just a little wacky rig, something slow moving, kind of see what was going on. I'll fish kind of this little stretch with this tiny little wacky rig to start. And then we're gonna switch up, maybe do even a big swim bait, some sort of paddle tail, maybe a glide bait. See what these big fish are after. That's a good start to the day. Let's get back in there and get on another one. There's always a fish right here. We're not even gonna cast. I'm just gonna drop that bait in there. Yep, it's just like that every single time. Always a fish in this spot. That is absolutely crazy. I mean, it's a textbook spot for there to be a fish. We got a fallen tree, we got some grass, perfect cover for these fish to just hang under there, ambush a little minnow or something like that. And oh, there's another one sitting right there too. Just the tiny guy in the wacky rig. That's actually next cast after the last one I caught. Just drop him in there and get on another one. Well, again, not a giant, just two little dinky guys, but it's a good start for the day. Just throw them back in there. Nice and easy. But like I said, this is a spot that there's always fish on, especially this time of year when you've got aggressive fish up shallow, as I keep saying. You're gonna have a lot of fish just hiding up and around this cover and just waiting to ambush any little minnow, little bait fish, anything moving in the water. His wacky rig is a perfect imitation to get some of those little aggressive guys. I don't want to spend too much of my time messing around with these small guys, but I will tell you, they are super fun to catch. They are super fun to catch, and it's just instant at this point. Just little guys took away my worm, but they are just absolutely instant. That's what, 3, 4 in just a matter of a few minutes walking up this bank. Another little small guy, but still a super fun catch, especially when I haven't been to this pond in so long. Let's get back in there. Let's get a nice little release on this guy, throw him back. The bluegill in this pond that I've been seeing are almost bigger than the bass that I've caught. Absolute tanks of bluegill, but let's mess around with these small guys with the wacky rig. Bunch of bass, bluegill all over. Let's mess around with these small guys just a little bit more. Just gonna walk up on here, do a little dinky cast. Don't think it will take long. Do not think it will take long. Just like that, and we're on. Just crazy how many little guys. I mean, they're small. They're just little guys. Oh, he's pulling. Just little guys, but it's crazy how many there are and how aggressive these fish are just towards a little wacky rig. I can pretty much call my shots. And that is a nice little one. Oh, there's a bigger one over there. Let's drop this guy back in there and get on another one. Just a little guy, but dang, they are so freaking aggressive in this pond. All right, coming up to the last spot on the bank here that I kind of want to fish. Essentially what I'm doing is just speed fishing with this wacky rig. Coming up to every little spot that I see that looks good. Overhanging trees, kind of branches coming out of the water, structure, grass, stuff like that. Coming up to all those spots, taking tiny little pitches, maybe working it halfway into the bank. There goes a frog. Maybe working it about halfway into the bank, and then reeling it in, doing the same thing again. Just working it super fast. Oh, that was a bite. That's a bite. Not worrying too much about working every little spot, getting into every little area these fish could be in. Just want to kind of see how aggressive these fish are and maybe what they're relating to. Is it more grass? Is it more trees, overhanging trees? That's a dot right there. Yep. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's a bigger one. What a cast. What a cast. That's a bigger one too. Stay down, buddy. Stay down, buddy. Biggest one of the day for sure. Okay, okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. No, no, no. Get out of that grass. It's not a giant. Oh, shoot. But it's the biggest one of the day. Oh my gosh, he's way underneath that log. Could have handled that a little bit better. Definitely the biggest one of the day. Nothing crazy though. Let's get him up here. Let's get him up here. Okay. That's a little bigger one. Maybe about, I'll give him 1.5, maybe 1.25. Nothing too giant here, but absolutely cranked that wacky rig. Just like I said, taking short little casts, not worrying too much about how kind of precise I am with my fishing. Just trying to find out where these fish are at. All right, nothing too special, but a little solid one, I'll take it. Definitely the best one in the day for that little wacky rig. Let's get a nice little release for this guy. Pretty cool little fish there. There he goes. Absolutely cranked that wacky rig exactly where I should have been. Made a perfect little skip cast underneath that fallen tree, if you can see that all the way over there. Perfect little skip cast over there, and of course, right away, that fish was on it, and he absolutely cranked it. Oh my God. Shoot. Thought that was an absolute tank. I just set the hook directly into a log. Oh my gosh. No, 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 watch this, watch this, watch this. This is gonna be insane. Oh my gosh, that was insane. That was insane. It is another tiny guy, but that was insane. I was stuck on a tree. Oh, there goes my swim bait. Let's see if I can find that. I was stuck on a tree, so I moved around, kind of shimmied it off of there. I was burning it in for a new cast. This guy chased it up. Of course, I pitch it back in there, and he is on it in an instant. That is insane how aggressive these fish are. This one is a little bit skinnier, maybe a little post-spawn guy, but that is insane how aggressive these fish are this time of year. Let's get him back. Don't have too much time, so I want to keep working this bank, and maybe that big glide bait that I was talking about could be the juice for a giant in this pond because of how aggressive these fish are. Let's get back in there real quick though. All right guys, just a little guy, I'll take it. Really aggressive fish. Get him back in there. Absolutely cranked it. It's so crazy to see when you have small pond, clear water, and you have just such aggressive fish. See how quickly they will come up on the bait and just watch them absolutely crank it. Just a little 3.3 inch Kitech right there. Let's get back in there and get on another one. That is so freaking cool though. There's a bass right there. I'm literally rigging up a new bait. And I just see this tiny little bass cruising the bank. And he's gonna take it. That's insane. Tiny little guy. Oh my gosh. Look at this little fish. Absolute micro bass, but I'll take it. I'm literally rigging up and I see a fish. I'm like, let's take a cast in there. I'll take it. A little aggressive, guys. All right, guys, so I fished with that swim bait and that glide bait for a little bit. I actually got a ton of follows on the glide bait, which is what I fished for most of that time. Usually, or mainly just 1-2 pounders, nothing too crazy. But hooked up to one for about a second, came off, nothing too crazy. But I have about 10 minutes left to fish since those glide baits and swim baits weren't working out too well what I'm gonna challenge myself to do is I have 10 minutes left. I wanna catch 5 bass in 10 minutes, 1 fish every 2 minutes for the next 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna go around with the trusted, the little wacky rig, what I've got on, just a lot of these fish here today. So got a new worm rigged up. We're gonna go out here, see if we can't catch 5 fish in 10 minutes. Let's get this started. That's fish. Oh my gosh. Can't miss fish like that. Didn't have a single bit of slack in my line. Yep. Some just tapped at it. Maybe a bluegill. Oh, there's a bass right there. Yep. Got him. That was so cool. Literally reeled it right up to him. I don't know if we're on pace. That's probably about 2 minutes. So we're on pace for this challenge. Number 1 for the challenge, just a little guy. Saw him creeping up the bank. Of course, I reeled it right up and he cranked it. Number 1 for the challenge. What is that? Maybe number 8, 9 for the day. I don't know how many I've put in the video, but I will take it. There he goes. Number 1 for the challenge, complete. There's a bunch of bluegill on beds over here. You gotta think there's some bass mixed in, especially off just in the distance. There's a little bass. He took it. So cool. Oh, he let it go. That one took it though. That one took it. Second one came in and took it. That is just probably a minute later. We are perfectly on pace right now. Number 2 for this challenge. Just a few feet down the bank. There were 2 of them. One came up, ate it. Second one came up, pretty much took it out of his mouth. That guy got hooked. Number 2, another little guy. I will take it. Nothing too special, but definitely a cool little fish. There's another bass right there. How cool would this be? How cool would this be? I'm not even gonna take out any line. Just take it. Take it. He took it. No way. That is 2 fish in a matter of 30 seconds. And that is, dude, we should have said 10 in 10 minutes. We should have said 10 in 10 minutes with how crazy aggressive these fish are. There's number in the same exact spot. He was just cruising up the bank. That is ridiculous. A little bit bigger than that last one. A little prettier, healthier fish than that one as well. Number 3 for this 10-minute challenge. Let's get him back really quickly. With this sun coming out, I can see so much further into the water. Using polarized sunglasses, of course, helps. I can see so much further. And that helps me sight fish some of these fish, which is exactly what I'm trying to do right now. I'm just gonna drop this bait in. Oh my gosh, there's a fish on that. There's no possible way. I just dropped that bait in there. It's probably the biggest one for the challenge. I just dropped the bait in there, lowered it down, was about to pick it back up, and of course there's a fish on it, and that is how dang aggressive these fish are. Number 4, little small guy, probably not the biggest one for the challenge, but still a cool little fish, especially when they're eating right up shallow, and they're so dang aggressive. Number 4, probably have about 3 minutes left. We are on perfect pace to complete this 5 fish in 10-minute challenge here. Just walking up, got about, I don't know, 50 yards of bank left, maybe 40, 50 yards of bank left. That should be plenty to find another fish. Yep. Is this number 5? Is this it for the challenge? Yep, there he is. There he is. Little guy. Let's let him fight. Even on a finesse stick, even these small fish on a finesse stick still feels so good. Still feels so good to pull in. And it's just another little small guy. Number 5 on the challenge. Challenge complete. I'd say we're probably about 8 minutes of fishing in. As I said, did have to change my GoPro battery about halfway through this challenge. But number 5, and that is how we are going to close off the day. Pretty solid day of fishing. I don't know how many fish I kept in the video, but probably caught about 15, 16 in just about an hour and 15 minutes maybe. Let's get this guy back and finish the outro up. Number 5 for the challenge. Number pretty high for the day, whatever number that is. But pretty solid day of fishing. I've had so much to do. I really haven't been out fishing nearly as much as I would have hoped, as I break off, as I would hope to be over the last few days and weeks here. So definitely a pretty solid day. Definitely a lot of fish up shallow, aggressive. Gonna have to come back to this pond in the coming days. Maybe tie up a few different things that'll hopefully key in on a bigger bite, just because we found a ton of fish, the biggest one being maybe 1.5 pounds right over in that corner over there. But definitely a solid day of fishing. If you did like this video, make sure you hit it with a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you are new to the channel, and please comment down below what you want to see next. This was kind of just a pure fishing fun. How many fish can we catch at just a small little secluded pond? But comment down below what kind of challenges you want to see. If you want to see me take the kayak out, maybe some species that you want to see me target in terms of other than bass, because I'm going to be targeting bass, largemouth, smallmouth, stuff like that all the time. So if you want to see some trout, maybe go out with the fly rod into a creek, which is something that I'm kind of looking forward to doing a little bit later in the summer, because I'm going to be in a spot that's, I won't spoil it, but it's known for its world-class trout fishing with the fly rod. So I'm not going to take up any more of your time today. Kind of just a long talking, pure fishing video. So I hope you guys did enjoy, like I said, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.